When I cut people off, I'm a little savage with it. I will just literally stop talking to you and block you, literally. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shailah.leshe. Today, as you can see, we're in a different environment. I just want to get a little more comfortable because we're having a True Life Thursday today. The topic is how to cut people off, and this is a really important topic to me because I definitely struggle with knowing when and how to cut certain people off that just no longer serve me. I'm sure everyone has had to cut someone off sometime in their life, and sometimes you don't really know how or when to do it. I just want to talk to you and just kind of vent and give you a little story of things that I've ran into and how I deal with the situations, and maybe that will help you. You're facing challenges with having to transition into different stages of your life and knowing who to bring with you and who you need to fall back from in order to go to a next level or next stage of your life. So I'm a very friendly person. I'm really just cool and I get along with a lot of people. Some people are for you and some people aren't. And so finding that balance is really important, because you have people that only want to be your friend for certain reasons, or, you know, only want to support you when it's beneficial for them or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's important to know how and when to deal with certain people. And so I would just say, like, for instance, if you're trying to better yourself as a person and you're trying to let go of anything that's holding you back, I would definitely start with letting go of any toxic energy that comes around you. Anyone who makes you feel less than the king and queen that you are, you need to definitely just let them go. It's not beneficial to you, and it's gonna hinder you in the long run if you just keep allowing those people to just keep taking and taking and taking from your energy. It becomes very toxic. You just want to eliminate all that waste that no longer serves you. When I cut people off, I'm a little savage with it. I will just literally stop talking to you and block you, literally. My block list is so strong. Listen, my block list is strong, okay? Like, I have no remorse when I do it either, because the thing with me is, it's like, I give people so many chances. You know what I mean? Like, before I cut you off or I block you, it's like I peep. But they might not know that I peep, but I peep. You know what I mean? So it's like I constantly take mental notes. Like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Or, I didn't really like how that person made me feel when they did that, but, you know, maybe I'm tripping, I'm gonna brush it off. I constantly do that. I brush things off. But when it comes to a point where it's like, okay, and and if I talk to the person about it, like, I come to you trying to make sure I'm not going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I come to you and I'm just like, hey, you know what's up, I'm feeling this type of way, you know what I mean? And the person doesn't really care to fix anything, like, then you're getting cut off. Like, you don't feel like our friendship has enough value to just talk things out like an adult, then why are we even friends? You know what I mean? Like, I like to be friends with people that I can communicate with. If I have a problem or you have a problem, we can communicate and dead the issue, you know what I mean? And not let it linger or have resentment. But if you don't want to talk, then it's just like, okay, well, we have nothing to talk about, then cool. Like, I go my separate way. It's no love lost, but it's just like, I don't That's not how I do friendships. Me and my friends, when I have a problem or I feel a certain way or they feel a certain way, we come to each other as friends and we discuss it. And we just like, hey, you know, this made me feel away. That made me feel away. You know what I mean? And so you want to get rid of people who don't value your friendship and don't care to communicate with you. Because relationships, you have to have communication. If you don't have communication, then you don't have anything. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to communicate. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know that saying, oh, I give you the same energy you give me. But it's not really like that with me. It's like, you give me that energy and I'm going to cut you off because I'm vibrating on high levels. I don't want to stoop down to your energy and your level because of how you're acting, and you don't want to communicate with me about it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, gotta go. So with dealing with that, I wouldn't necessarily just block that person if you have been friends with that person, but I would just distance myself and like slowly stop communicating and just slowly let the relationship die. Unless the other person is willing to talk to you about it and y'all are willing to be adults about the situation and come together and talk it out. It's really, communication is key in any relationship, friendship, partnership, whatever. It's important to have really good communication. But back to toxic people. So with toxic people, you cannot allow that energy to continue to affect you. If you keep allowing someone in your life that is toxic to you, you really have to dig down deep to figure out why you are allowing this person to continue to be in your life. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, you have to figure out why you don't love yourself enough to know that you're worth more than having someone in your life that is toxic and doesn't serve any purpose in your life whatsoever. So with toxic people, you can't really wean toxic people off. You kind of just have to cut them off cold turkey, because toxic people will say certain things to you and make you laugh, or, you know, even make you cry, or try to harm you into you letting them back in your life. And that's just not healthy, you know? And then it wastes a lot of time. Like, when you go back and you look like, dang, like, I was dealing with this person for so long for what? All this person did was make me feel down about myself, make me cry, you know, just suck all the energy that I had out of me, drain me, you know what I mean? Not pour into me. You want to have people in your life that pour into you and you pour into them. You do not want people sucking you dry, okay? You can't have people in your life who are sucking you dry, because you need your cup to be full. With toxic people, you really just have to dead it, like completely block them on social media, block them on your phone, block them everywhere that you could block them, because they're gonna try to find a way to manipulate you back in. They're gonna try to reel you back in, and it's really easy to get caught in that trap because they're so toxic. So it's very important that you cut off toxic people completely. Another scenario that you might run into is when you're leveling up in life and you have people who are just holding you back, and they don't really have as much drive and ambition as you and is goal oriented as you. I have ran into that type of situation, and with those people, you don't necessarily need to just go on a blocking spree with them, but you have to love them from a distance, because not all friendships are meant to last forever. Some people are just in your life for certain seasons, and that's okay. Like, enjoy the season that you had with them, but when it's your time to move into a different season in your life, you have to know that you might find different friends moving into different seasons, and some friends might not be able to move into the same season with you, because, you know, birds of a feather flock together. And if you are hanging around with 4 broke people, you bound to be the 5th. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if you are hanging around with 4 broke people, all of them need to be chasing goals, you know, ambitious, working hard, working on their dreams. Because if not, then that's just holding you back. And you don't need people to hold you back. You need people to look up to. You need people to aspire to. You need people around you that you can be like, wow, that person really is doing their thing. Like, I aspire to be like that person one day. Like, I aspire to be successful like that person. Those are the type of people that you want to surround yourself with, because people who are not really doing anything and they're just doing the same old routines and they're comfortable, that's perfectly fine. If that's their life, there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's not where you want to be, then you kind of have to remove yourself from people like that, because where they want to go and where you want to go is on 2 different levels. And it's hard to stay motivated and even creative in some instances, because you need creative people around you sometimes to be inspired and stay inspired. If all your friends are just laying around watching Netflix, not really doing anything, and you have goals that you're trying to accomplish, you know, it's nothing wrong with laying around watching Netflix. But if that's all that they're doing when they get off work and they don't do nothing else, and they're not even trying, then that's when you're like, okay, this person is just not in the same mindset as me. So it's time for me to kind of shift into a different atmosphere so I can stay on my grind, stay motivated, stay hustling, and stay inspired. Other people that you need to cut off is people who are on the fence with your friendship. Okay, you do not need anybody. I don't know if you ever listen to Sarah Jakes Roberts. She's like my favorite preacher, but she talks about how you kind of my friend but kind of aren't. You my friend sometimes but not really. You can't have people like that in your life when you are trying to level up. Okay, you can't have sometimey, kinda, maybe, sorta people in your life. You need to cut it off. Cut it off. No, but you really need to cut those type of people off, because you need people who are going to be all in for your friendship. If, you know, I'm the queen of flaking. I'm sorry. I really am. But my friends know my heart, okay? They know I mean well, okay? And I be working hard and I be tired sometimes. And I might agree to something before I really realize that I might be tired when that day comes. You know what I mean? Or I might be busy. But my friends love me and they know I try my hardest. Okay? But I am a flaker. But back to what we were talking about. If you have friends who are just flaking, they kind of sort of your friend, but not really. You don't really even know what y'all friendship is. Like, them type of people you have to let go. Because 9 times out of 10, if you have to guess if they're your friend, they're probably not really your friend. And you need to stop calling people your friend. That I'm preaching to myself as well, because I'm quick to call somebody my friend because I'm just a friendly person. I was the only child growing up, so I like to have friends, you know? But that has not served me well. Okay, I will tell you, because you come to realize that people are not really your friend, and You calling all these people your friend, you telling people all your business, and then you realizing, wait, these people ain't even really for me. You gotta cut it off. You gotta cut off them opportunist friends, okay? Those people just want to be around you because you have something that they want, or you know people that they want to know, or you know, just people who are just for a come up. They just want to use you to get to the next level. Those type of friends you have to dead. It's there's so much of that in LA. It's ridiculous. Like, everyone just wants to be your friend if you know somebody. If you know somebody, because everyone is trying to be somebody out here. So if you know somebody that knows somebody that can get them to where they want to go, then they want to befriend you. But see, real recognize real. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I could spot it from a mile away. Like, growing up, I had people who would want to be my friend because my mom did celebrities makeup and hair and stuff like that, and they would want to be my friend just because of the perks that came with that sometimes. And I realized, like, dang, you only want to come around when there's perks, but you don't ever want to come around any other time, you know what I mean? So, you know, you just have to dead those type of relationships. You want relationships that you are able to water each other and watch each other grow. You don't want relationships that are draining and toxic and make you feel less than. You don't want those type of relationships in your life. Some people you just have to wean off. Some people you have to block. And some people you have to just dead the situation. So let's recap. We're cutting off the drainers, the toxics, the non-communicators, the opportunists, and the non-ambitious. Okay, that's a lot of people. So you might have a lot of people that you need to evaluate in your life, because that's a lot of type of different people. So you might need to just go down your list of friends and pick out who is serving you and who is not, and just have a little cleanse. Okay, have a cleanse. Detox your friendships and leave all the good, nurturing, healthy friendships in your life, because it will only make you feel better. It'll only make you want to grow and do better in your life, because that's what really matters the most, is really good, genuine friendships. That's pretty much it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.